A bright midday sun shines down upon a field of gold. As far as the eye can see are fields upon fields of wheat, and where it grows thickest, upwards of 5 feet tall, reaching for a perfectly clear blue cloudless sky, sort of waving and wafting in the breeze. At that point, the wheat fields are bisected by a dirt road that winds northeastward toward the coast. And on that road, we find a single, humble carriage. Not particularly large or small, looks like it could fit maybe 2 or 3 people inside. It's being pulled by a pair of very impressive, muscular horses. And the driver of the carriage up front is a very rugged sort of man, wearing plain clothes, but a careful inspection would see that under his robes that are sort of pulled tightly around him, for it is winter, you can see hidden in the weave of his jerkin is a fortified sort of leather. He's wearing armor, meant to give the impression that he is not wearing armor. You can see that he's looking around, perhaps not nervously, but certainly diligently, with very keen eyes looking into these tall stalks of golden wheat. One hand is on the reins, and one, every so often, just sort of falls down and grips at his cloak around the shape of the pommel of his sword. He gives a single knock back at the closed door, the little window into the carriage behind him. And we push inside the carriage, where we find 2 figures, 2 men, sitting across from each other. The first one knocks back. We see a tall, broad-shouldered, middle-aged man, very square-jawed, short, gray hair, and a salt and pepper beard that is very well kept, very furrowed brow, a very light, faded scar across the cheek, wearing full plate mail armor, primarily silver, with a blue cape flowing out behind him and billowing around him in his seat. His hand also rests on the pommel of a much more impressive sword, and there's a shield sitting on the empty seat next to him, bearing a crest with a sword and gears. Across from him sits a much younger man, a man who looks not quite 30 yet, very handsome, with very chiseled features, a close-cropped beard, lustrous black in color, with middle-parted, shoulder-length black hair, sort of falls lazily over his ears and sweeps back, framing a high-collared, sleeveless leather jerkin that he wears that is embroidered with arcane runes. He also wears a cape of that same blue hue that the other man is wearing, and he looks off where a window should be but isn't in the carriage. Sir, says the knight. I'm not sure if you heard me. We are, well, should be naught but another hour now. Till we reach Nook, I mean. Will you be wanting to stop there? Oh, yes. Sorry, Sir Redford, I was, weighing options. Yes, that will be fine. Just a brief stop, perhaps, to resupply. I wouldn't mind stretching my legs. Sir, you really shouldn't... The younger man gives a knowing, sort of trickster smile. Right, you are, sir. If you don't mind my asking, you look, somewhat distracted. You doing alright, sir? Yes, I'm fine. I'm just thinking, I really don't understand still. I really wish I could have just done this by myself. So you know that wouldn't be possible. I mean, I'm not saying you're not capable, of course. That would be foolish of me, and anyone to imply. But it's your father's orders, sir. Considering what you're carrying, where you're going, discretion is one thing, but protection's another. And I will remain here by your side, through thick and thin, always. Yes, well... Not that I expect to get into a situation, but if we do, well... It would just be a shame if it were messier than it needed to be. As I said, I can handle myself. I hate to see unnecessary bloodshed. But that's neither here nor there. What could happen, old friend? And he claps him on the shoulder. There's a beat of silence. Sir Redford? Yes, my Lord Lucian. I was just wondering. Do you have a family? Yes, sir. Wife and 3 beautiful daughters. Right. Well, I imagine they're very proud. They rest easy knowing that their father fights for a cause he believes in, yes? Well, I certainly hope so, sir. This rebellion, it just... turns the stomach, doesn't it? How's that, sir? All these people spreading lies, these dangerous freaks. Spreading the word of a race we, all of us as a people, should be sworn to reject. We were once. It's all backwards. All of it. I want my daughters to grow up in a safe Fractura. One that's free from those people. Well, thank you, Sir Redford, truly. For what, sir? For stealing my resolve. Sir Redford cocks his head and opens his mouth to perhaps press further. But the carriage comes to a screeching halt, and both men are lurched forward. The horses outside begin to whinny aggressively, like they're frightened. Sir Redford takes out his sword. What is it? And he rushes outside. Immediately, the air that was silent but a moment ago comes alive with the sound of whizzing arrows and steel on steel. Three very strong knocks against the side of the carriage are meant to indicate something to Lord Lucian. Something that he promptly ignores. His hands light up blue, steaming with arcane energy as he bursts out of the doors of the carriage. And he looks around, and we see, emerging from the wheat fields all around, are 7 masked figures. All of them have sort of scarf wrappings around their necks and up covering their noses as well. Many of them are wearing bandanas, simple leather armor, and some patchwork sort of pieces of metal. Many of them with swords and bows. Sir Redford, with his massive greatsword, is locked in combat with a bigger sort of bruiser of a man who is just locking him in lockstep with these heavy blows, these two swords just almost raining sparks in the wheat around. We look up and we see the driver of the carriage with an arrow cleanly through the neck, dead before he could make a sound, slumped over in his seat. And among this party of bandits or raiders or whoever they may be is one figure in particular. Ben, I would like you to describe your character.
Emerging from the wheat field, we see this figure of this 6'1", 6'2" woman, wrapped in white robes, donning a golden mask. Her build seems, aside from her height, fairly normal. You can see behind her mask white hair, but underneath all of her robes and stuff, you see mail gauntlets and mail boots. And drawing her staff and her dagger, she starts to approach the Lord Lucian. Says, "Well, hello. I see that you are a ransom victim."
Well, that remains to be seen, doesn't it? He snaps his fingers, and a crown of twinkling blue lights begin to swirl around his head. And as each one passes over his eyes, they whiz forward like he's directing them with his pupils straight toward you.
She'll tap the ground in front of her and cast Ice Spike to block them.
Okay.
Oh, I crit.
First roll of the game, baby.
What did you get?
Let's see. That's 2 4s. How does critting work again?
So, you roll doubles. It is an automatic success, but I do not believe it generates hope or fear. Mm-hmm. It simply is a success.
Well, yeah. I succeed then.
Mm-hmm. So, do you want this to deal any damage?
No, she summoned that just merely to block the little crown thingamajig so that it wouldn't hit her. Like,
okay.
Kind of like a shield, a barrier.
These blue lights, they narrow into points the closer they get to you. And this massive spike of ice just emerges up from the ground and seems to almost absorb every single bolt of light. And you hear, in your mind, as this young lord looks at you, Come on, then. Convincing is one thing. Quick is also important.
With that, she'll dash around the side of the ice spike right into his face, and she will hit him with an attack from her staff.
First, I'm going to spend a fear.
Oh.
As Sir Redford sees you wheeling on his charge. Without crying out, without making a sound, he simply turns on his heel, levels a perfect side kick straight into the chest of the person that he was in combat with, and sends them, knocks the wind out of them as they fall backwards into the wheat and out of sight. As he turns, runs straight toward you, and is going to attempt to carve into you with his sword. You can't make this up, folks. That's a natural 20.
Oh, shit.
Oh boy.
So I imagine that is going to hit you.
You know, I think that will. Oh, no, I can't do that. Fuck.
Oh, boy.
That is going to be 12 points of physical damage.
12 points. All right. I'm going to mark off a armor slot to reduce that to minor damage.
Mm-hmm.
Now, yeah, she'll just kind of take it on the shoulder, spare him a side glance, and then continue to do what she was doing to try and hit the first target. Shit. 17 to hit with fear. Ooh, but I can also gain a hope because of my strange patterns thing. And she will spend a stress as she overloads her staff with arcane energy to kick him and blast him against the carriage. Should I roll damage for this?
Yes.
All right. You wanted convincing.
You see that as you go to do this, he reaches up with one hand like he's scooping something up in the air, and then he blows out of his hands like you would blow sand, even though there is nothing. And particulates of light appear in a second and then grow little wings and all congeal together to make a shield that you cut right through, and it fractures apart easily. Too easily.
13, 22. So that's 25 points of damage as he gets thrown and thrashed against this carriage.
He is knocked back. And he staggers. He looks up at you, and there is the slightest nod. If anything, it is more of a nod of the eyes than anything else. Sir Redford is rushing forward. But in this moment, there are 10 distinct pillars of white light in the wheat field all around you, close by, like a foot into the actual wheat fields. They're like lightning striking upside down from ground to sky, just straight up. And then, beneath your feet, centered on the carriage, is something that looks almost like a clock, but perhaps more like a sundial. A giant circular rune of white light just raises itself up out of the ground and begins to spin and spin and spin. And as it does, fragments of rock jut up like spears all around. They jab into your feet. And you watch as, well, I'm going to roll to see how many people this actually hits. In one fell swoop, you watch these spikes of rock jut up and pierce through every single member of this bandit party. But I will ask you this. Does a 15 hit any of your thresholds?
Yes.
Okay.
No, my cards!
So that is going to be 12 points of... 13 points of magic damage.
Okay. Spend another armor. To only take 1 HP. Ow.
This spike pierces up through you. How do you avoid the fate of all of the others as you look around and you see every single member of your party is pierced through? Some of them raised up like 5 feet up into the sky, basically, and are now just impaled on pikes, bleeding out.
She'll take a look around her and understand what's coming. She'll like jump and then plank in midair and just take the spike in the breastplate and then roll off of it, and land on her hands and knees, looking at the figures.
As you do so, you look up and you see emerging from the wheat fields with their hands outstretched toward you, still glowing white and steaming at the fingertips, are 10 figures. Most of them human, some of them half-elven, dwarven, all wearing simple white robes. All of them with hair kept short and clean, and all of them with a nearly emotionless expression on their face. But one figure in particular catches your attention. He steps forward, taller than the others, more broad-shouldered. Though he is also wearing white robes, you see that floating around his body, not connected to anything, are just individual plates of armor made entirely out of white light. His arms are completely bare, however, and they are covered in golden sigils and runes that you don't quite understand but know are magical. He has a very long, chiseled face, but still a very big, square jaw. His head is almost entirely shaved, except for the top portion that is like platinum blonde, that is pulled back into a long braid that falls straight down his back. And he looks at you with these burning white eyes at the moment, and his pupils are like fully dilated as he looks at you. He reaches out a hand, and there is a crackle of thunder, almost like the air is sucked in around this man, as there is a huge, not a bolt of light, a river of light that just pours like a geyser out of his hand, steaming white hot as it shoots straight toward you.
Oh, scheisse.
You brace for the impact, perhaps not even able to imagine surviving a blast like this. But instead you hear it resonate against something and make a sound like a harmonic note. And you see, standing in front of you, is Lord Lucian. His golden bracers are raised up and glowing with arcane runes. You can see a shimmering blue barrier, like a bubble, a dome of blue light, completely covering the both of you. And you see that white light is pouring. This figure, this person who you know to be a high-ranking priest of the Church of Nothing. Unmistakable. As he is pouring on, without showing any sign of fatigue, this energy into this bubble. The bubble is actively caving in and bending elastically, threatening to snap at any moment. Lucian turns to look at you, and when he speaks, you hear that it like resonates and echoes in here, leaving you to believe that it's soundproof. You see that he does not need to maintain this with his hands. It's just up for a certain period of time. But the clock is ticking. And he reaches under his cloak and he shrugs off something that you didn't see before. A very unassuming brown leather backpack. He shoves it into your hands. And then he reaches into his pocket and takes something else that he clutches in one hand. You can't see what it is because it's too small. He looks at you and he says, "Get this to Captain Cloud. Captain Jack McCloud, no one else. Tell him we've been compromised and tell him to leave immediately." He looks at you with this, like his brow furrows for a second. He looks at your mask that you're wearing. Ah, the friend of something, is it?
One of the friends of some... You damned fool, why did you do that? You blew your cover and now we're... fine.
You see a series of cracks begin to form. The bubble is now a thin membrane. He presses something smooth and cold into your hand. It feels like you're holding a rock, but you don't see it because he's squeezing it in your hand. He goes, "Well, something or someone is going to need a friend more than it needs me right now. Go. I'll be fine enough." He turns just as you watch the bubble break, but you do not see the white light connect because you yourself are engulfed in blue. It spreads out like something snapping, and this blue energy spreads out from your hand and covers your entire body and then compresses, and you are gone. And suddenly you feel like a popping in your mind, and you lurch. You fall face first onto a cold stone ground. You look around, and it's quiet. You're in darkness. Can you see in the dark?
I don't think so.
Then you're here, in the dark. You can't see, but you can smell. It smells sweet, like fresh baked goods. You hear footsteps, kind of heavy, coming from perhaps above and in front of you. Then you see a door open, and light pours in and frames a barely 5-foot tall figure, broad-shouldered and blocky, with a round face and big brown eyes. Very severe features, but also very pretty eyes and short brown hair that is starting to be flecked with gray. You see this dwarven woman looking down at you, wearing an apron that is covered in flour. She puts her hands on her hips. She looks down at you, down the stairway into what you surmise is some kind of cellar. She goes, "Oh, come on. Today, really? All right, come on then." And she stomps down the stairs. She flicks on a light switch. And the room lights up. There are a few light fixtures just sort of dangling in this room. And you see shelves of, by all accounts, baking supplies. She closes the door behind her and she goes, Right, before you say anything, do you know the rules?
I could use a refresher.
No names, no questions, except what you got on the menu today, Mary? Repeat after me. What you got on the menu today?
What have you got on the menu today, Mary?
Right, Danish, donut, apple tart. Those
Danish
are the ones that are
donut,
ready
apple
now.
tart?
That's what I can spare right now. No, you don't have to keep repeating it. Tell me which one do you want. You hungry?
Oh, no, I'm fine. Where are we?
What did I just say?
Right, no questions.
Good. Very
But
good.
wait, you asked me a question first.
Yeah, I can ask whatever I want. Out of the goodness of my heart, I allow you to use my place as a place of respite. I give you food, I give you shelter, and that is all I give you. I want nothing to do with your war, alright? This is as far as my help goes. You leave me and my family out of it. Now, preferably, you get out of here as quickly as you can. You say you don't want food? Last call.
Oh, yes, I'm fine. Can I ask where the exit is?
I was going to show you anyway, so I'll let that one slide. As you're walking, you see barrels all around, presumably also full of baking supplies, but all of them have a carving of the image of a hawk in flight. You follow her up the stairs into a very quaint little bakery that is currently completely closed. There are no customers in here whatsoever. There aren't even any other employees that you can see at the moment. You just hear sort of pots and pans clanging around in another room. And there's a voice that comes through. Mary? Does that sound what I think it is? It's alright, Lizzie, I'm taking care of it. I'm sending her on a merry way. Merry way. Still hilarious. And she walks you through. She opens the door for you. And when she does, a sound that was muffled becomes very loud. You hear music all around. You smell fresh food, mostly fried, wafting in from every direction. You see people from all walks of life. Just common people. There is no great sign of wealth here, nor is there any indication of poverty or rebellion or war. There is nothing here but celebration. As you look around, you see a path sort of winding through of cobbled stone. There are vendors sort of popped up in front of every storefront that you can see. You see in the distance down the street some sort of market square, a town square, though it is circular in shape. And you know exactly where you are. She looks at you and she goes, "Alright then, well, welcome to Nook. Enjoy the fair." And she pushes you out into the street and closes and locks the door behind you. And I would like to welcome all of you to the world of Fractura. Hello, one and all, and welcome to Empire of the Broken Machine. This is a brand new campaign here on Chance Encounters. I am your humble game master, Ian Frost. I am here with Asteria.
That's me.
And Ben.
I'm less humble.
And for the first time on Chance Encounters, it's Connor.
Hi.
Woo! Happy you're here.
So excited.
So glad you're here.
Happy to be here.
I am vibing so hard right now. I am so excited. We have been hard at work building this setting and this campaign, and I am so excited to share with you the world of Fractura. This campaign is going to be using the Daggerheart system. I'm not really going to go into detail about how it is because the system and the mechanics really do speak for themselves, and I think following in the footsteps of some of the great actual plays of our time, I'm hoping that we can sort of help you learn the system as we navigate the system as well, and ask for your patience as well, because this is our first campaign in this system. We are so excited to use it, and there's a lot of great resources out there from the creators of the game, Darrington Press and Critical Role. Go to their YouTube channel, and there's all these resources there about like how to learn and play the game. Otherwise, that's all the announcements I need to make. Let us return then to the world of Fractura. We return not to the small, quiet town of Nook, but instead across the island, all the way to the west, where a massive city pierces that blue sky. The sun glints off of copper and steel buildings, towers that rise up into the sky connected by bridges. You can see people walking through the streets in these very tall, wide-brimmed, like top hats with these multicolored leather vests. Most people are wearing pocket watches. We see smoke billowing out of exhaust pipes of these rudimentary four-wheeled vehicles, these automobiles that some of these well-to-do dandies are driving down these cobbled, some even paved streets. We see huge blimps, zeppelins, sort of floating gently through the sky, weaving their way between and above these skyscrapers. And deep in the heart of Tinkertown, we find a lavish mansion. At least 4 towers with a massive structure in the middle, at least 5 stories, 5 floors tall. We push in to the sound of ringing steel. We're out training in the courtyard under a bright midday sun. Who do we find, Connor?
We find a tall, very, very toned, fairly muscular, half elven, half human man. He has short, brown hair that reaches about his shoulders, sort of usually a bit slicked back, but now it's been roughed up by all the training. He has a jagged scar over his right eye, and currently he's wearing very simple, like, linen training clothes, something easy to move in. But notably, his right leg is made of metal. It's a prosthetic.
You are locked in training, combat, not with a person, but with a machine. Made entirely out of steel, but beautifully rendered, like a mannequin, with carved, like etched plate work made to look like it's wearing armor. With a core glowing blue in the center, an arcane core powering it, the same color as its eyes, but with a face that is set completely. It cannot move. It is smooth and shiny and made of metal. There is just a square speaker, like that on a radio, where a mouth should be. This training dummy cannot keep up with you, but is trying its best. You are raining down blows, and it blocks some of them, fails to block others. Yes. Very good, sir.
I'm just laying into this thing, to the point where I look pretty bored. I am this is sort of routine for me, but this thing is not providing a proper challenge. I'm just like, I know you can't say anything else, but would you please just shut up?
As you command, sir. It goes to swing its sword in a very predictable arc. You reach up with your blade to meet it, but you don't. Because beneath your feet, a black hole in the world opens up and swallows you. And you fall into and through darkness. And you keep falling and falling and falling. You do not have any idea what is happening. The wind is rushing up, but it is not cold or hot. It feels like nothing and nowhere. The only sensation is like that of suddenly falling off a chair, except this time you don't catch yourself. And there's a voice all around you, in your ears and in your mind. You feel it tingling warm on your skin. Dear boy, I don't have long. I'm not actually sure how long I have. But your dear brother has just made a powerful sacrifice for another that he did not know, and also for you, as all that he does, in a way, is for you. In doing so, he has opened a door twixt her and him and me. As such, I will not waste this opportunity. And suddenly you feel your body impact something, and it splashes like water. And there's a light. It's like underlit from below for a moment, and you can actually see the texture of water. And you sink very slowly, still on your back looking up, and you can see the surface of the water reflecting that light. The light isn't coming from under you, it's coming from above. And as it reflects on the surface of the water, it's like a projector projecting onto a screen, and the surface is the screen. You instinctively try to hold your breath, but as you fail to do so, your mouth does not fill with water. You can breathe just fine, but still you sink. And you look up as an image on this screen on the surface of the water begins to come to life. And you see someone that you've never seen before. Someone who appears to be half faun, half elf, wearing a mask, standing in front of a closed bakery. You hear sounds of like laughing and dancing. You can smell the fried food on the air. And you see this person just looking around, trying to make sense of something you don't understand. And the voice, now more distant as the image is starting to fade, comes back and says, "Do not let Lucian's sacrifice be for nothing. Find her, help her, protect her as much as she needs protecting. And she will lead you to your brother. And with a bit of luck and determination, ideally, to yourself as well." And there is a sharp, white-hot, blunt pain in the side of your temple as the flat of the training dummy's blade strikes against the side of your head and knocks you to the ground. An unsuccessful block, sir. If you don't mind my saying so.
I do mind. Shut up. What?
Do you require assistance?
I'm fine. Just give me a moment. And I'm looking around because I mean, I assume this is magic, and when there's magic, there's usually someone casting it. But I can't assume I see anyone.
Go ahead and give me an instinct roll.
Oh boy. Oh, that's a crit.
No
that is double
way.
12s.
A crit with
so
double.
serious.
Now,
I don't think that does anything special, but
I don't think that anything special happens when it's 12s, but I have the instinct to like house rules because
But we want it to be.
a crit in Daggerheart is any time that you roll doubles, but critting on the highest possible number.
it's like the third crit this session.
I'm gonna give you everything. You look
Awesome.
around.
Okay.
Well,
Don't
everything
forget to
within
take a
reason. Yeah, you take a hope still. You look around. There is no evidence here that anything has ever happened. You yourself, of course, do not wield any arcane ability. But you do know it when you see it. In fact, you live around it constantly. It's right in front of you. It just hit you on the head. An arcane construct, designed and manufactured by your own family. There are dozens of them in this mansion, alone. Hundreds, maybe thousands in the city, in Tinkertown itself. You shudder to think how many there are in the entire continent, the entire island chain of Fractura. And of that percentage, how many were designed by your family alone. But you keep yourself from getting lost in that, and you look around, and there is nothing. In fact, where you had been standing is still perfectly normal. It's just stone. But the voice in your mind, the way that it hit you, because you rolled a crit with 12s, here's what I'll say. By virtue of your family, though you are not as involved in their politics as you could be, certainly not as much as your brother is, you hear things. You're privy to certain rumors. Hell, a large reason there is a rebellion going on in the first place is because there are people in the world who are hearing voices. Voices of beings claiming to be gods. Gods of the same race as the one God who created everything you know. A god long since locked away. From the descriptions you've heard, the rumors you've heard, you cannot help but feel a sinking sense of understanding that you are now a part of what is considered to be, generally, at least where you're from, and where your feet are now planted, a dangerous minority. You have heard a voice. And that face, that masked face, is still crystal clear in your mind.
I think I feel a little sick. There's this pit in my stomach knowing that, I mean, my entire life I've wanted something magic to happen to me, and this is the absolute worst magic thing that could have happened to me. I don't even look at the training dummy, but I'm just like, power off. I'm done. And I think I'm just gonna go back inside.
You go back inside, or at least you try to. Because as you approach the doorway back into the mansion, there is another construct that intercepts you, that steps out. But this one is wearing the metal recreation of a fine tuxedo. But it's like built in. It's like the chest plate is made to look like one. There's even like a tie engraved. And it steps out and it cocks its head at you and it says, "Ah, Master Valerian. Your parents have summoned you to their main audience chamber. You are expected promptly."
Now?
"Yes, promptly."
I'm making some not great connections in my head right now. Because I'm assuming it's about me, though I can't imagine how they would know that I'm hearing voices. I just sort of steel myself. All right, fine. I'm going. Will you move?
"Yes, I am to accompany you."
Wonderful.
They turn and begin to march down the hallway. You see portraits, some of them painted, of your entire family lineage. But punctuated down the line of these paintings, every time you reach one who has achieved a great historical accomplishment, the most noteworthy members of your family, those paintings are arcane. The frames themselves are engraved with arcane runes, and the paintings are made to be lively. They move, and the heads turn, and they nod at you. They don't speak, but they smile. They have life to them. An honor given to the most honorable of the Asteria line. You continue to travel until you reach a large set of double doors, guarded by much larger machines. Big and bulky, each with huge swords strapped to their backs, but in an X formation, one sword, one rifle, like a massive blunderbuss. Pistols are slotted into holsters built into their hips. You know that there are panels that actually slot away, that all they have to do is press them and they pop out and present guns like toast popping up from a toaster. They stand waiting and step aside to allow you to enter. And as the doors open, stretching out before you is this blue carpet leading up into the chamber, up the steps to the upraised sort of dais where sit the two adjoining thrones of your mother and father. This is a huge circular chamber.
They got thrones?
They do.
Oh, shit.
The room is filled with it's held up by these marble pillars, like in a circle around the room. There are what appear to be very old school, like decorative suits of armor, but you know that they can be activated by a simple switch and come to life as hidden mechs. Hidden constructs, rather. As you step up, you feel that their dormant gaze upon you. And you see your father. A human man with very severe, gaunt features, with a high collar, blue cape that flows out. No armor to speak of, but every inch of his vestments are covered in some kind of runic writing. And every single brushstroke means something. Does something. Every finger is decorated with a ring of a different kind of metal. He wears a circlet with a diamond in the center and has long, dark hair that's like tucked back behind his ears. As he looks down at you, and seated next to him is your mother, Lysithea, who is completely elven. She has a dark caramel-colored skin with long pointed ears, black hair that falls sort of wavily down in front of her ears in two big locks. And then the rest continues and cascades down behind her back. She wears a black dress accented with gold jewelry in very specific places. Just the wrists, the neck, like a golden choker, and just a single sort of gold cinch, like belt. But the dress itself comes up in a high collar as well, and frames, almost spiderwebbing out with those like that batwing-like points, framing her entire head. She looks down at you, and she is the first to speak. Lucian, you were expected sooner.
I'm sorry?
How long does it take to walk here from the courtyard?
Mother, my name is Valerian. My brother's gone, remember?
She blinks. That is why you have been summoned. She turns and looks at your father. He does not lean forward, and he says, Valerian, we have just received very urgent news. It would seem that your brother's carriage was attacked by a band of thieves. Robbers, bandits, their motives are still yet unclear.
Is he alive? Is he...
He's alive. You will wait to speak until I'm finished.
I'm sorry, Father.
The attack was interrupted by a group of priests from the Church of Nothing. They claim that they were traveling on the road to Nook nearby and heard the sounds of battle. They intervened, and according to them, Your brother got in their way. He fought them, trying to protect one of the bandits. Your mother says, "This is, of course, their version of the story. You should know by now that they have no great love for us. As King Caius grows to rely on them more and more, they make no secret of their resentment for our crass combination of technology and the arcane. Nevertheless, we keep up appearances. Allies are allies in these trying times. It is the Church's belief that these bandits were rebels in disguise. They wish to confirm it. Unfortunately, they killed almost all of them. One got away, again according to them, with the aid of your brother's emergency teleportation rune. You may speak now. I can see the question burning on your lips.
This is insane. My brother with the... What do you want me to do about it? Why am I here?
Actually, rather an astute question. I am impressed. The errand that we had sent your brother on was of great importance. He was to travel discreetly eastward, up through Nook, through the gathering place, and all the way into the Trifold Kingdom. Our negotiations with the Evolutions has not been fruitful. They refuse to join the war effort against the rebels. Thankfully, they are not aiding the rebels either, but the king is very insistent in our efforts to recruit them. Their leaders, their current leaders anyway, are immovable. However, if they will not listen to us or the king, perhaps they will listen to their own people. So we sent your brother with certain gifts to bribe their council members, to move their people into action so that their leaders will follow the voices, the will of their own. Are you following so far?
Yes, I'm following.
We sent him in a carriage when we could have simply teleported him because, well, firstly, that particular magic needs to stay under wraps for the time being. We don't need everyone knowing that we could circumvent the entire shipping and automobile industry. But second, because of what he is carrying and the nature of his mission, discretion was necessary. So how anyone knew that he was there, that he had anything valuable, is rather suspect. And what is also suspect is that the Church of Nothing simply happened to be passing by and heard the ruckus. I will be frank, Valerian, I do not believe that your brother has betrayed us, and I will not believe it until I see it with my own eyes. But I'll settle for yours first. Your father will be sending you directly to the town of Nook. The church is currently bringing him there. He is injured and in their captivity. They claim that he is going to be held at their chapel within the town. You're going to get there first. It should take them at least an hour to make their way all the way into Nook. You will already be there. They will not deny you. If they do, they will be held to pay. Assess the situation. Speak to Sir Redford. Get to the bottom of this. You will have earned our favor.
Yes, Mother. I understand.
Do you understand, or are you going to go?
I'm going to go. Just allow me a moment to prepare, and then I will go.
"17. You see the servant construct that escorted you here steps forward. Yes, ma'am. Give him the money and supplies. You see that the servant hands you your own things that have been gathered against your will. They've been packed up for you hastily. You notice inside the pack several handfuls of gold.
How many is several?
How many handfuls? let me mark that down.
Probably, I'm gonna say a dozen.
So a bag and two?
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay, I don't know how the gold works, but bag is 10.
A bag is 10, so you'll mark one bag and 2 handfuls.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
And we
Hey,
and we,
maybe
and,
being part of this abusive household has its perks, you know?
and we do break it down, or we have broken it down further into coins. So if not that you're gonna run out of money, but like if you only had a handful left and then you spent one, then you would have 0 handful 9 coin.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, if you're gonna be in an abusive household, may as well be a rich one. I'm sure we have a pool or something. I don't know.
Listen, they didn't say you have to give that shit back, so.
Yeah, might know.
Your father, Magnus, only now, leans forward slightly, and there's something like a predatory bird in the way he holds his jaw. The, blackness of his eyes. He looks at you, and he goes, I shall be sending you there directly. Do not let it be known the nature of your journey. This magic is proprietary, and the consequences of it going public could be very dire. I expect you will not disrupt this family's plans.
No, Father, I won't disappoint you.
You will appear in an alleyway near the, what do they call it these days? Is it still Irene Square, or do those hapless little podunks, did they go back to calling it Circle Square? Nevertheless, you won't be seen. See to it that you are not.
Yes, Father.
Right then. He stands up and begins to float down the stairs. His feet never quite touch the ground. He steps up. The first actual step on the ground is the one where he reaches base contact with you. He is now right in front of you, and you hear his feet just gently touch the ground. Hold very still, son. He reaches up and he plucks a single one of your hairs from your head. He holds it in front of you. The black of his eyes expands until his eyes are just dark pools. He begins to mutter an incantation. Blue energy weaves itself like it's braiding a cord, like it's threading around your hair, and it extends and begins to wrap around your body like a lasso, almost as though you're being mummified. It constricts and binds you and compresses you, and when it finally reaches, it covers your nose and your mouth, and it feels like you're about to not be able to breathe. The strings shatter with incredible force, and you feel like a rubber band has been snapped against every inch of your skin. And you look around, and you are in an alleyway, and you hear music. Nearby, festivities abound. The town of Nook is alive with celebration of the 12th month fair. In the center of Irene Square is the namesake herself, Queen Irene. How strange that in this modern era, such an important historical figure would be rendered in simple stone, not a trace of metal. Upraised, presiding over the town, with her hands outstretched, this beautiful combination of a dress and robes. It's sort of, the dress itself has lapel that flares up and out into a cape that flies out behind her as though it's caught up in the wind. You see kind of a heart-shaped face, round cheeks with a pointed chin, kind but intense eyes, very flat nose, large lips curled into a wide smile with long, straight hair and a very humble-looking crown. The image of Queen Irene. All around, denizens of the town and visitors are dancing and singing. There's a band playing on stage. There are voices cutting through, seemingly at every corner. In one place, there's someone who's shouting, "Alright, line up for the axe throwing! Remember, only the one who gets the axe right between Kabe's eyes wins the grandest prize of all." We hear, fresh pies here, get your fresh pies. But don't fill up before the pie eating contest. And amidst all of this, taking it all in, somewhere in the crowd, Asteria, who do we find?
So, we see sort of a bouncing visage of pink. Dark pink. Not so much light pink, but maybe like close to baby pink, and then somewhere in between baby pink and hot pink. And then some, almost cresting into red accents. We see on my way to the closest area to send off a couple of messages. I'm walking. My name's Tizzy. My mother gave me the name Kadza, and my mama gave me my first name Tisiphone, but my wandering name is Tizzy, because that's what I throw a lot of people into, both good, bad, and horny. So what we see is a fawny person. I am half fawn, half fairy. We were just in human elf town. We are now the furthest from human and elf we could get. We see a person with sort of peachy skin and fur, with sort of light brown hair, similar to what I have going on in real life. That sort of ombres down into like a light white-ish, not quite stark white, like kind of like off-white, like cream kind of color. I stand about 5'6", 5'5", but if I sort of extend to my full height, extend that sort of mid leg section high up when I'm jumping or kicking or just standing, I could get about a good 6'2", 6'3". And finally, I have these dragonfly-esque wings, that same sort of like light blue, purple, pink, sort of multi-chrome shimmery thing going on. And I just have, like a traveling pack, holsters here with items. And I have this big staff with me also that I'm sort of clumping along. And it's similar to my antler horns. It's this wood that's sort of twisting around itself. And at the top there's like wisteria coming down at the knob at the top. And that's Tizzy. And I'm on my way, like I said, to the nearest eyrie, taking a meandering path. Maybe I'll throw an axe or two on the way, but I'm going to try to send a couple messages.
Maybe you'll throw an axe or two, you think, as your eyes are drawn to that line that's forming. You see some big burly sailor types are dragging over this wooden statue that stands about maybe 8 feet tall. And the depiction is of a very singular person. You see a very lavish outfit. And all of it is carved in wood, but there is a really ornate sort of coat that flares back into coattails and has these big, pointed, curling shoulder pads. You see the arms are sort of outstretched, almost like crucifixion style. The arms are like out that way. But the fingers are like long and pointed. You see a long tail coming out from between the coattails that had to be carved in segments so that it actually like stayed in place. You can see that that's like the rest of it was carved out of one big log, and this part had to be brought in and attached to be accurate. You see a long, slender neck, and almost cat-like face, like a very prominent bridge of the nose that stretches up and arches up straight into the eyebrows, which are carved to like come to points. Really big, oversized, almond-shaped eyes. And a haircut that has been carved very painstakingly as well. It looks like this strange, spiky sort of mullet. It sweeps up and back, and like strands of it just go in every direction, and then 2 long strands come down in front, framing the face, and the rest falls back in wisps. You see the entire thing has been sprayed down with some kind of oil, and then thrown with, like, glitter, so that the glitter will stick to the surface of what is supposed to be the skin.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that this figure is decorated with real jewelry that has been draped all over this wooden statue. So there is like a circlet made of silver. There are various, mostly like silver and iron, like bracelets. There's like beadwork all down the arms. There's a ring on every finger. It's like very lavish. And what catches your attention most is a golden necklace with what appears to be like a sapphire pendant in the center. And the rest of the jewelry, it's nice jewelry, nice handmade jewelry, but nothing crazy, nothing too expensive. is good craftsmanship, but this one pendant looks extremely expensive and fine. Much finer than anything else. And you see the announcer, who is wearing this, big shoulder pad, like red coat over no shirt, bandana on the head, half elven, half dwarven figure with chin strap beard tied up and braided, comes out and goes, "Alright, step right up and toss an axe at Carbe, the bastard creator god. Remember, strike a vital, and you get to choose any piece of jewelry from Carbe's body. That's right, loot his filthy corpse.
Oh my god.
But remember, the finest of all, the golden pendant, is only for someone who gets the axe right between the eyes."
Yeah. That's what I am looking for sure. As I step up and I say, "Me."
A very enthusiastic contender indeed, and a visitor from out eastward, yeah?
Yeah, I just got in from the wandering place.
Well, everybody knows that Nook always gives the warmest welcomes to the wanderers, isn't that right? And you see the entire line, all of them who are like, almost everybody here has like a travel mug of some drink, and they're like, "Aye!" And they all like applaud for you. And you do see, like, all throughout the crowd, there are other wanderers. You do see people with either animal-like features, like wolves and lions standing upright, or people with those insectoid features. Some of them are a little bit shorter, they have wings, some of them trail glitter and dust behind them. There aren't a ton of them, but you do see them peppered throughout the crowd, so you don't stand out so terribly much. And you know this to be true, because Nook is the closest town to the passage that leads up into the wandering place. The person in the front of the line eagerly steps aside to let you go first. So you would like to make a try for it?
Yes, I would.
Okay. So you have to grab one of the axes.
Uh-huh.
This is going to be...
Now, can I ask, can I have it be agility? Because this is like a hand axe and it's not like a big ass war axe.
Yes, for this, and you are throwing it. I'm going to say this can be agility. So if you roll a 10, you will hit like a big vital spot. If you roll a 15, you'll get something a little bit closer, I would say. Something a little nicer. What am I trying to say? Like, you could maybe get...
Like mid-tier.
Yeah. Like a little bit more of a precise target. Like, you could go for the throat or the clavicle or something and get something a little bit nicer for your troubles. If you get a 20 or higher, though, you will win the grand prize.
I am immediately gonna spend a hope to use my experience inspiringly optimistic to add +2 to this roll, because I believe in myself more than anything. I know axes are not my my purview per se, and I know that there are probably a couple people who are seeing me in my flouncy little reinforced leather dress, looking so pretty, thinking, "What's she got to do with this axe?" But I believe that I can get this pendant, and so I will roll. Fuck. I don't get the pendant, but I do get a 15.
With what?
With hope. So I get that hope back immediately.
On a 15, you strike right at the heart. And you feel this strange twist of fortune, because you were aiming between the eyes. But you see that as it drifts off, it doesn't just hit something random. You would think if you missed there, it would just whiz by the head. But instead, the breeze sort of carries it down and it strikes perfectly into the heart. And the announcer goes, "Oh, well, I'd say that is almost equally impressive, but unfortunately the rules are very clear. However, take your pick from the finest of silvers on the wrists."
Is there anything that sort of stands out a little more?
Yeah, so you can go ahead and tell me full narrative weight here. Understanding that it's not like the finest thing ever, but it's like the second nicest. What kind of jewelry would you like to steal from Kabe's corpse?
I don't think it's silver. I have had too much silver lately. I think it's definitely gold. It's not the finest carat of gold, obviously, like the necklace. I think it's something. That's gold. It has. I think it does have a red gem, similar to the necklace, but it's clearly like where the necklace appears to be like a ruby, right? It's like really sparkly and nice. I think this is more like a garnet. It's like a little bit darker in tone. Garnet's still a very nice gem, but not as nice as a ruby. And yeah, I think that's what I take, and I put it to not on my wrist. I put it over one of my horns, so I have like a little fascinator crown on one of my horns.
As you do that, the crowd begins to applaud for you, and many of them raise their glasses. It's like foamy ale sloshes over the sides. And amidst the applause, you hear a slower clap from behind you, and a gruff voice that you actually recognize. Though you haven't heard it in maybe 7 or so months, and the voice says, "Well, that was a hell of a throw." And you turn over your shoulder, and you see, carrying a big crate of what appears to be lemons and limes, is an old friend of your mother's. Someone that you've seen at various points throughout your life. You see a grizzled old sailor, at least 70 years old, but he is half orcish, half human, so age is not hitting him quite so hard as life is hitting him. Mm-hmm. But he is still he's very like piratey sailor fashion. A very like brown leather laced up sleeveless tunic with a cutlass and 2 pistols at his hip. Just covered in like rings and bracelets, mostly of beadwork. You see he has a ring of what appears to be teeth, but they're all a different kind of monster of some kind. Most of them are long and yellowed. Some of them curve differently. It just tells a story of adventures, things overcome. You see his kind of olive green skin, salt and pepper beard that's a little bit overgrown, over a weathered but very handsome face with dark circles under his eyes, under like bright green eyes, and a red bandana that just braids of black hair spills over, that is graying in places, just all over in random patches. As he crosses his arms at you, you recognize Captain Jack McLeod, but more commonly known as Captain Cloud. And he holds this big crate and he goes, "Yeah, I'd give you a hug, lass, but, well, life gave me lemons."
One, wow, I love him. 2, this is where the tizzy part comes in, because he's standing in front of me, but with in the blink of his eye, I am behind him. And I go, "Uncle Jack, oh my goodness, so soon." And I jump onto him and start hugging him from behind in a piggyback stance. So now he has to hold this crate of lemons and not teeter back on me.
Go ahead and make me an agility roll to see if you can, like, keep from knocking him over.
That's a 10 with hope.
So, he is a strong, sturdy man. So on a 10, you do throw off his balance, but he catches himself fine. One of the lemons, like, spills out of the crate, and he like, shifts in a way to catch it with one hand while still keeping the crate, like, under, like, tucked in his elbow, and puts it back in. He goes, all right. Man, it's good to see you. I feel like it's been a lifetime, but, I wish I could stay and chat. I really do. But I'm on a very tight schedule here. But are you well? Are you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm good.
How's the mum?
Mama's good. I don't know about the other one. You didn't hear it from me, but I'm actually supposed to be there right now. Shh. I'm sure if she knew that I saw you, that she would say hi. I know Mama would ask if you're seeing anyone.
No. These old eyes are seeing too much to see any particular.
Well, it's just because Adelaide, you know, her husband died, and she's been real sad about it. So, you know. But you didn't hear it from me, and you didn't hear it from my mama.
No, I suppose maybe put the axe down. Like, we don't have time. I told you we don't have time.
What are you doing?
And you follow his gaze, and you see a young lady, couldn't be any older than 19, wearing just a very simple tunic, black with, like, loose-fitting pants and, you know, cheap but sturdy shoes. Tan skin, curly, sandy blonde hair bordering on brown, that, like, falls wildly, frames her face like a cloud, almost. Big, bright eyes, like olive-colored eyes. No weapons to speak of on her person. And she's got the axe, like she's reaching for the axe, and she's like, "Oh, but Captain, no, are you sure? They're not supposed to..." No. We got to get back to the ship. We got to put away the lemons and the limes.
No.
You can throw axes at the bosun all day long, mate.
Let her do it, Jack.
Is that are you? She puts down the axe and runs up to you and starts looking at your wings. And her eyes, you swear for a second. Actually, no. You know what?
Oh.
You don't get this for free.
Oh, shit.
Give me an instinct roll.
Oh, my God. My best thing. Fuck me. Blah, 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 blah. That is a 20 with fear.
Delicious fear for me.
Delicious. Yum, yum, yum.
You swear, as she looks at you, there is a moment, a split second, where her irises telescope in a way. They turn around her eyes, and her pupils focus in like a camera lens. And the green gets brighter. It goes from, like, an olive green to, like, a forest green. And it's gone in a second.
What the hell is that?
What?
You were looking at me weird with weird eyes. What the hell was it?
Oh, that's because she's got some... Don't worry, but we really have to be going. It's so good to see you, but we need to be...
You could tell me on the ship.
That's not truly, just, you know what? I'll be back in, let's say, it's about 3 weeks' time. I'll be back here, but I really need to go. It is about
3 weeks so long.
This time. Noah, you have made your way from the bakery into this crowd. You have been, presumably, searching for Captain Jack. and you're looking around this crowd. You've never seen the man before. You don't really know what exactly you're looking for. But I'm going to have you go ahead and make me an instinct roll as well.
All right. Pretty good at those. Um, and while she was walking around, she discreetly took off her golden yellow mask and put on a white mask with black and blue accents
Mm-hmm.
and is saying, "All right, all alone, no backup, no other friends or something in the area."
Can I give him advantage? Because I'm going, come on, Jack, please.
I'm going to say no only because it wouldn't be deliberate.
Mm-mm-mm-mm. But it is happening. That is what's going on.
It's factored into the DC. We'll say
Awesome. That is a 17 with hope.
Woo!
that. On a 17, you see this individual. Even in this crowd, there's like the crowd has just begun to repopulate an area of a clearing that was made for someone for this axe throwing event. You recognize immediately the depiction of Kabe. But you hear this. You hear, "Come on, Captain Jack." And you see what is very clearly someone who is of Eastern Fracturan ancestry.
Probably the freakiest person you've ever seen, though. Because of the combination of what I am.
Mm-hmm. Someone who is part wanderer, part Evolution. Sort of hanging on the arm of someone that is being referred to as Captain Jack.
Noah will clock that. And I think she'll start making her way around the crowd and then like kind of wait in an alleyway to see which way he walks to his ship. To try and get to him when he's not alone or when he's not surrounded by this very loud person.
Okay. So I need you to make an agility roll.
All right.
For stealth purposes.
I'm going to spend a hope to add my unremarkable experience to this roll.
Mm-hmm. And as you're doing this, Valerian, do you step out of the alleyway as you appear in this moment?
I think I definitely take a moment to collect myself.
Mm-hmm.
Teleporting is very jarring. And sort of, if I haven't already, just like adjust my gear on my body.
Mm-hmm.
My gear is very like well made, and I feel like that would give me away as some sort of, if not nobility, then like rich. Could I assume that I have like a cloak to sort of obscure
Sure.
myself?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. You're supposed to be more discreet here. Anyway,
it's not going to go over my head, but just like around my body.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to step out of the alley, and just try to orient myself.
You notice that the first step that you take forward from where you teleported into, you feel like a suctioning feeling, like your back was glued to a wall, and you like unstick yourself. As you look over your shoulder, you see almost like a paper cutout in the sky, in the space where you teleported in the shape of you. And inside, for a fraction of a second, just a swirling void of colors, and then it closes itself up.
Have I ever teleported before?
No.
I sort of, I shiver. Try to put that from my mind and step out into the open space.
I'm gonna have you make an instinct roll.
Oh boy. Okay.
Shit.
Oh shit.
What did we get on stealth, by the way?
6.
Okay.
Nice.
With hope.
Damn.
What is that? That's a. I can do math. Sorry, I think that's a 16 with hope.
On a 16, you step out into the crowd trying to get your bearings, and you take a scan. You see the axe throwing. You see a sign being set up by this burly dwarven woman with a big table full of cups, and the sign says, "Take a punch challenge." And you see a big jug of punch is being poured out into these various cups as people are lining up, sort of like patting their bellies, getting ready. Even amidst all of this chaos, this music, dancing, people drunkenly flailing their bodies in every direction, you feel a pull. And your eyes zero in on the spitting image of the image in your mind. The girl you saw. The mask is different, but you know it's her. And you see her trying to duck into an alleyway. Right across the way. Like through the crowd on the other side. In an alleyway adjacent to where you are.
When I saw her, like in my weird psychic vision, was my brother anywhere in that picture at all?
No.
But I still would have that association because of what the voice said?
Because of what the voice said, yeah.
Okay.
The voice specifically said, help her, protect her, and she will lead you to your brother.
I'm very torn right now because my first instinct in most situations is punch first, ask questions later, but I don't necessarily want to disobey the voice. I'm gonna just start weaving my way through the crowd and try to get to her, maybe pushing a couple people, but not trying to make a scene of it.
As you do so, you start weaving your way through the crowd, start pushing your way through. There is a procession of figures who are pouring through the crowd. There's about 10 of them. And they stand out because this is a colorful crowd. But they make a river of white. White robes. They are led by a much taller, bigger, more imposing figure. Middle-aged, though difficult to even tell age on these people. Pale, pale skin, square jaw, very sallow cheeks, and a high undercut with jet black hair, or platinum blonde hair that's pulled back into a long braid that sways out behind him. As he steps forward, he steps up onto the stage. And you see, as he's moving, he moves past you, and his head turns slowly to you, and as it does, there's like a ghostly after image of his own face that like follows and then joins his actual physical face. He goes, "Excuse me, my child." He continues walking forward.
Scary. I'm just staring. I'm like,
both of you clock this. And you see a bunch of people in the crowd starting to as well. This larger figure is stepping up onto the stage as the rest of them are moving through the crowd, making what appears to be a perimeter. Jack immediately puts down the crate. He turns to you and he goes, I got a bad feeling. Make yourself scarce. Do yourself a favor, put a little distance between you and I, love. No questions, do it. Few feet at least.
Yeah. I'll take a couple steps closer to the crowd that was the axe throwing competition.
Maybe we're along back to the ship now, but no questions, go. She scurries off very fast into the crowd and disappears.
Mm-hmm.
The figure steps up onto the stage. He clears his throat. He reaches up with one finger, places it here, and you see a white light trace like he's cutting his own throat across. And when he finishes, he begins to speak and his voice booms throughout the crowd. This is not a large town.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the feeling that his voice is heard everywhere. Good citizens of Nook and visitors, I apologize for interrupting your celebration, but I come to you with a matter of great import. Many of you may know me already, as I have resided here among you for some years now. I am the Bishop Mangrove, and I speak to you now on behalf of the Church of Nothing. I bring you grave news. Not far from this town's borders, a noble son of Meridia was attacked on the road. Lord Lucian Asterel. We believe that these bandits were rebels, agents of the Last Blood Rebellion in disguise. And one of them, I fear, has escaped. We have reason to believe that this collaborator, this dangerous rebel, has fled here. Very likely to rendezvous with other collaborators. This town is officially locked. None who are now here shall leave until our investigation concludes. My orders come directly from King Caius Meridian himself. His Royal Majesty bids you now have no fear. All gathered will submit to questioning. But fear not, my friends and neighbors. In fact, rejoice. For the innocent shall soon lead us to the guilty, and in doing so, become the just. Our investigation will be broken up throughout the town. It will begin here and at the docks. All sailors who are gathered there with a boat at dock are expected upon their vessels. All who are not shall be taken into custody for questioning. Thank you, my brothers and sisters, my neighbors. And remember, above all else, that we, like His Royal Majesty, are here to protect and serve you. He steps down off the stage. Two more converge on him. You see four others walk away in the direction from which a salt breeze blows. Toward the coast, toward the docks.
What does it say?
What does what say?
The wind.
Explain. What does the wind say?
My family and I, we believe in the wind. We speak to it and it speaks back. So what does the wind say in this moment?
So, explain to, like, the mechanics of this. What ability are you using?
It's not an ability, it's more like part of my specific pack's spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
We breathe intention into the wind, and we believe that the wind carries messages back to us.
Okay, so this isn't an explicit ability.
No, I have nature's tongue. It says you speak the language of the natural world, but it only it specifies plants and animals. So I don't know if you'll let me sort of expand this spell out into the wind, but
Let me. So can you read out the the details of the spell?
yeah, let me
In the interest of teaching everyone the system.
Yeah, let me get my handy dandy card out from my handy dandy official Daggerheart folio. Nature's tongue. You can speak the language of the natural world. When you want to speak to the plants and animals around you, make an instinct roll, DC 12. On a success, they'll give you the information they know. On a roll with fear, their knowledge might be limited or come at a cost. And then I can spend a hope to add +2 if I'm in a natural environment, but I'm in a city right now, so.
Okay. So DC 12 for the plants and animals. Because we're stretching the boundaries a little bit of what the spell does,
It's a 7.
I'm going to say it's a DC 14.
Whoa.
On a 12, the information would come from elsewhere.
You said a 14? That's exactly a 14, but it is with fear.
I will take it gladly. You reach out with your senses, and the salt on the air sort of like tickles your nose, and it whispers to you. Danger. Danger seaward.
Sometimes they come in words and sometimes they come in feelings, but never both. So I don't know if that means there is danger towards the sea or if there is danger and I should go to the sea to get away from the danger. I think in this instance, I sort of travel in the direction of that breeze, which leads me the couple steps back towards Jack, because what I'm thinking is I'm alone right now and this is happening, and the words of my mother sort of are riding themselves across the inner sort of theater of my mind all over again. And I would rather not be alone, and I would rather Jack, being so fucking old, also not be alone. And I still need to send these messages, so I could use Rufus and Aderie to send them out from the ship, I guess. But mainly, if something does go down, I should be there to help protect him. So I'm slowly creeping my way back in Jack's direction to tell him that I'm trying to go to him, with him, back to the docks.
Jack is when you turn to him, you see him, he's already a few feet away from you, moving at a fast pace, as fast as he can walk without running. And you catch up to him, and he turns to you and he goes, "Not now. I gotta get to my crew. They're in danger, and maybe she's not like... she's an innocent."
Do we have, do wanderers have their own language?
Let's say yes.
Does he
It's sort of a cant of your own.
Yeah,
You
does
can
he
flavor it as
speak
you like.
Wander since he is a sailor and
Yes.
travels? Okay. So if he didn't start speaking in Wander, I will respond in Wander.
I kind of like the idea of calling it Wander Tongue.
Yeah, in Wander Tongue, I will respond if he didn't already start. Listen, I just got here. I don't know anyone except you. And I don't feel like being interrogated alone today. I would rather do it on a ship. And if something happens, you know what I can do.
You are not walking into an interrogation. If you come with me, you are probably likely walking into a fight. You do not know what you would be getting into and what I have been into these last 6 months, alright? There's a reason you haven't talked to me in a while. There is something very important happening, and it is crucial that me and my ship and my crew get out of here as fast as possible, and there is very possibly someone here with something I need. And they're going to be looking for me, and that might be where they'll be. I can't tell you more without roping you into something I do not want to see you get involved in. I would never hear the end of it from your mother, alright? But understand 2 things. These people, these church people, they are deadly powerful and ruthless, and 2, they cannot be lied to. And believe me when I say, my crew has a lot of lies to tell right now. So I am going. And he turns and he runs toward the docks, and all 3 of you see him running toward the docks.
Well, he is bound, unfortunately, by foot and leg, and I can fly, so I just start flying after him.
Was Noah inside the perimeter that they established, or was she, since she dipped into an alley, was she outside of that when he started speaking?
I'm gonna say your stealth agility roll was pretty bad, but you were on the outskirts and they were trying to flank the crowd. Would you like to make an agility roll to see if you can stay outside of its boundaries?
Sure. I'm going to spend another hope to be unremarkable again.
No one perceive me.
I do not exist.
I love dropping my dice.
We love it. It's you pulled a me. It's a me special.
All right, that's much better. That is a 13 with hope.
Okay. So, as you... Actually, let me check something. Let me check some numbers here.
Ooh, he's checking the notes. He's checking the
boy.
numbers. Oh, shit.
Not the notes.
Oh,
The book.
it's checking the
book.
Daggerheart, the official Daggerheart core rulebook. We're not sponsored. Haha. Maybe in the future. If
We are
anyone's
always
watching.
happy to shill, though.
We are always happy to shill if you're yeah, exactly. If you're willing to throw stuff out, you know. Yeah.
You said 13?
It's truly a beautiful book.
Yeah.
Yeah. With hope.
You notice that the perimeter is like fully forming around the outskirts that you find yourself in. The alleyway that you're in ends in a wall.
Oh.
So if you're trying to stay out of it, you step out and you realize no one is going to stop you. You don't think that you are seen, but what you do notice is that they are giving people time because there are a lot of sailors here. There is a flurry of motion as people here, every sailor in the crowd who has now heard the news that they are expected on their boats for questioning right now. There's a flood of people heading to the docks. Mm-hmm. The perimeter is such. There's no getting around it, but they're not stopping people from going there.
And you see who you have recognized to be Captain Jack going there, and then you see in a diagonal that fawny person flying over the crowd so that they can presumably get to a ship faster.
I think Noah will slip into the crowd, but she is angling to look for an opportune moment to break off because she believes that this plan is busted and she's now plotting her course to Aota to see if she can charter a ship to San Dios from there.
So where are you heading in this exact moment?
Right now I'm following the crowd to the docks, but I'm looking for any opportunity to slip off.
Okay. So that first agility roll, fortunately, was just to stay on the outskirts of the thing, which technically was a failure, but the hope aspect was like it didn't matter too much anyway, if that makes sense. Yeah. This is now you trying to stay out of sight, right? This is now you trying to stay out of sight and get there quickly.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a much more dire agility roll.
All right.
And as you're doing that, Valerian, why don't you go ahead and tell me how you are responding to this?
So that was a lot to take in, especially because my brother was mentioned in all of this. So for a second, I'm a little frozen. But I snap myself out of it and I'm scanning to see if I can still see Noah anywhere.
Oh, easily. That's the thing is that like you locked on to her, so there's no sort of getting out of that at this point. You watch her from where she is in the alley. There's only one way out. You see her trying to like blend into the crowd and go. Let's see how the stealth roll goes now, or this agility roll.
Math is happening.
Mm-hmm.
That is 16 with fear.
Damn, we're just racking up the fear.
Oh God.
They do not see you. You are confident of that. You slip into the crowd that is heading in that direction and maintain your anonymity while still moving pretty quickly. The only person that does see you, that does see where you're going, is indeed Valerian, who you have yet to spot or really have any reason to consider.
Okay. Fun.
So Valerian, she's heading for the docks. And I would like to remind you as well, when they mentioned your brother, they said he was attacked. They didn't say he betrayed them. There was no mention of that. All they said was that he was attacked.
Getting a lot of conflicting information here. That's making decision making very hard for me. But at this point, I think to avoid getting overwhelmed, I have to narrow everything down to just like a single-minded objective. And I know that Noah is in some way important to whatever's going on with my brother. So I kind of drop all pretense of subtlety and just start beelining through the crowd, trying to get to her.
Okay. So I'm going to have you now make an agility roll. And your DC to catch up before you get to the docks is going to be 16 because that's what you rolled.
Okay. Oh, no. Is agility? No. That's a... I can do math. That's a 14 with hope.
Okay.
Hey.
On a 14, not too terribly bad. You don't catch up, but you keep her in your eye line. You see her deftly weaving between like taller people in the crowd and like sticking to shadows and using whatever cover is possible between here and there. But you remain a good like 20 paces behind at all times. Okay. So you've rolled a 16. You've rolled a 14. Tizzy and Jack are, against his will, moving together.
No, I'm flying over and
you're going first.
past him so that so he can't yell at me when I'm already on his ship.
Okay. Then I'm gonna roll for him.
I presume he'll yell at me when he gets there, but I will already be there.
I'm gonna roll for him. You go ahead and make your agility, and we'll see who gets there in what order.
Woohoo! I pulled a me. Goodbye. 1 second. No, 12 with hope.
12, 14, 16, and...
Wait, but do I get anything because I'm flying up and over?
I'll give you advantage, so a d6.
Yeah! 18!
Okay. 18 now makes you get there the fastest.
Woo!
So you fly over the crowd and get the benefit of seeing the Church of Nothing arrives. But you see that the leader is not here at the docks. You see, it is a very modest dock, and it's facing eastward, so you can actually see, if you look up the beginning of the mountain range, that marks the beginning of the passage up to where you're from. And you see that there are, at this moment, because, you know, it's the 12th month fair, this is as big an event as this little town ever gets. You see that there are about 10 ships. I'm going to say 10 ships docked here. You recognize Captain Jack's ship as the Sorely Mist, but M-I-S-T. With this huge, like, kraken-like octopus creature carved at the head, with the tentacles, like, flaring back and out at the front of the ship. And you see 4 members of the Church of Nothing, but not that big leader that spoke on the stage, are going ship to ship. And they are on their way toward the ship that is farthest south. And you see the Sorely Mist is the farthest north. So they are about to start their investigation, start their questioning, as the sailors are lining up on that first boat. You're not sure how long it's going to take, but there is a ticking clock. And
we have some time. How many boats are there between us?
There are 9 boats before
Primo.
the mist.
Primo
Yeah.
Excelente.
So you see, maybe, that young woman running up the ramp and speaking to this, like, 5 and some change foot tall figure, with a skin tone between green and brown, with this, like, strawberry blonde spiky undercut, big kind of like previously broken nose, with a pair of cutlasses and like a rifle on her back. You see that she's standing there. She looks I think you would recognize her. You would probably know who his crew is. You recognize this is his first mate, Jess Lockley.
Jess!
You see maybe talking to her frantically, and Jess is like rubbing her chin, sort of looking around. And what do you do? You're the first to arrive.
Yeah, I fly up. I sort of skim down and up the gangplank, and I just sort of, I'm kind of horizontal, and then I sort of become vertical as I get on my feet again, and I immediately stride up to Jess, and I go, Jess, Jess, okay, I have a couple questions.
What are you do? What? Sorry, don't remember your name offhand. What are you?
Tizzy,
Tizzy.
it's me, Tizzy.
Right, the old friend. Why are you here?
Well, I was here for the fair, but these chuckle fucks ruining everything.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. Where are you getting in the middle of it?
Because, the captain can't accept that sometimes I just do things because I think they're the right thing to do. And in this case, it is, one, not being alone. As a wandering person, with the Church of Nothing, I think that's pretty smart. Two, I care for the man. Unfortunate for him, so I'm here. Hi.
Oh, right. Great. Get below decks now. In fact, get back. There's no reason for anyone to even know that you should be. I'm not going anywhere. That's not the deal. You know what the deal is. I stay. Not if you die. I don't care. You made a deal with Isla. I stay.
Oh.
Fine. Then you can observe all you like the nice fine walls of a certain secret compartment below deck. Get down there now. Yeah, okay. It's nice to meet you.
Oh, I'll come with so I... Wait, do I know where the secret compartment is?
No.
I'm gonna come with so I know where the secret compartment is, so if I need to fly you to safety, I can come get you.
I have no reason to believe that you have the okay to do that.
I don't.
It is at this point that our 16 is going to arrive. So Noah, you see this happening up above deck. You see that figure that was talking to Jack before.
Would I... So, some of the Church of Nothing goons are currently interviewing
The
those
first boat in the
people
line.
on that first ship. I'm assuming that they've left others to watch the crowd. Can I see if they did that, or...
Yes, there is one member of the church who you spot. Actually, wait, I should make you roll for this. Yeah, go ahead and make me an instinct roll. Instinct is the perception of this game, so there's going to be a lot of instinct rolls.
A lot of instinct.
I'm trying to think of a way for me to be a slimy bastard and get advantage, but nothing's coming to mind. Shit. Oh wait, no, that's good. That's good. Never mind. I psyched you out. That's 15 with hope.
Broke my heart's ankles.
15 will do it. So you're looking around, and it strikes you, notably, there isn't someone keeping watch, and you think that can't possibly be right. So you turn your gaze upward. This is not your first rodeo. And you see one of them is perched up on a high building. Perhaps even the lighthouse. This like candy striped lighthouse that is presiding over this dock. And you see this robed figure with this very hawk-like face perched on the railing, barefoot, just looking down into the crowd and watching.
All right. Shit, of course they would mock someone like that. Well, time to see if this will work. She'll walk onto the deck, like she meant to be there, and just walk into the hold, past Tizzy, past the first mate, past maybe.
Like you're supposed to be there?
Mm-hmm.
Are you using any magic to... I mean, you're just walking, like, with purpose.
Yeah, she's just a member of the crew. She's unremarkable.
Oh, man. I have to make you roll presence.
Rolling presents to roll to have no presents.
Yeah.
Presents to roll no presents? Is that what we're doing?
Mm-hmm. Well, because you're
All
charming
right.
your way in, right? You're not stealthing in. You're being like,
Well, deceiving,
I belong.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
that
is presence.
Yeah. I'm
It's
gonna add
Christmas.
my Seaborn thingamajig. Every time I roll with fear, I can put a +1
token on this card equal to my level, so that's only a +1 right now. Uh, but not a bad roll. Not bad at all. That is a 16 with hope.
So you walk up.
Oh, wait,
partially,
sorry. That's an 18 with hope.
Yes. Yes.
A part of it is that you're unseen, but mostly you are just emanating this aura of belonging. And you realize they're expecting someone. It's not supposed to be you. But as you come up onto the ship, there are others coming up onto the ship too, and you can like grab something to sort of blend in with some of the deck hands, the people who just work at the dock who are bringing things aboard. And you barrel right past people who are no longer paying attention to you.
As I go by, I think I'll pass by the first mate and I'll just say, tells the captain to meet with me, and then I'll just walk down.
So when you call attention to yourself, she goes, to meet with you. Who the, what? Wait, hold on a sec. Where did you go? Where did you go?
I ignored Jess, and I followed Mary. Is her name?
Maybe.
Maybe is her name.
Yeah.
I followed Maybe.
I got confused because Mary is the baker.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's also why I was confused as well. Also, there is a canonical Rosemary in this game also. I've just been swirling in my
amazing.
mind. So I follow Maybe down to where she said she was gonna go. So I'm also down in the hold.
So you, with Maybe, are down in the hold, and so Noah, you are just like starting to go down to the hold, but you've called attention to yourself. So the first mate is turning and like trying to follow you. And it's like, wait, what? Who are you again? What? Why are you? And you like crest down the stairway. Valerian, you run up to the docks. You pass by the first boat as one of the captains is being bound with these arcane handcuffs. Just these like white light that is binding his hands together, and one of the church members is marching him down. He goes, I'm sure that you're telling the truth, that you're not involved with the rebellion in any way, but there is something that you are hiding from us, and as such, you must submit to further questioning. Fear not, brother, we will not harm you. Help us find the guilty, and you too shall be justified. Like, you see the face of someone, this just like grizzly old sea captain, clearly a tough person in his own right, but is actively fearful of speaking, of saying anything, certainly of saying the wrong thing. I'm not resisting. As this captain is handed off to this watcher, who then comes down and like collects this person. And then they move on to the second boat. Valerian, you see this happen as you pass by, and then you turn your attention toward the boat that you're looking for, because you stayed within eyesight, and you get there just in time to see Noah's head like cresting down out of sight as she moves down into the hold.
Fuck. I'm gonna just sort of, again, subtlety gone. I'm just gonna like run up to the little, I don't know what it's called, but the little like plank of wood they put down to
The
like
gangplank?
Yeah.
Gangplank, thank you. I'm just gonna run up to it, maybe push past someone, not trying to knock them off or anything. And the first mate is the one that's like standing at the front, right?
Yes. The dwarf orc. The dwark.
Okay.
Look at this
Like an
dwarf
insult.
over here.
You see that she was following Noah all the way to the hold, and then when Noah went down, she turned and was like, and she's like looking, and she's watching the church members, and she needs to stay up here. She's in charge, and so she's looking around. You see her like she's trying to get the attention of someone else.
The bosun.
Yes.
I know ship stuff.
Bosun Bow.
Bosun Bow. Aww.
This really tall, skinny, half-elven man with dark skin, a bald head, shirtless at all times, and he's like covered in tattoos, mostly of like fish and mermaid tails and things like that. He looks like a walking history book, like a picture history book of different fish types from around the world. And you see her like trying to give him orders to go follow them down into the hold. So what is it that you're doing?
I'm just gonna confront the first mate. Be like, the masked woman, she's one of yours?
Who? Okay. People need to stop coming onto the boat that I don't know. No, is she one of yours? Who is she? Who are you?
I'm looking for her, that's all.
Son, I don't have time for games.
My name is Valerian Asteria. She might know something about... Let me speak. She might know something about someone I'm looking for, that's all.
You say Asteria right as Captain Jack comes up behind you.
Yeah!
Oh, shit.
Asteria, you see.
Yes, I'm looking for someone that knows something about...
Shh! He grabs you by the scruff of your neck and tries to, like, drag you forward down into the hold.
I'm just looking for someone, that's all. If you'd let me finish...
Finish down there. Lock, keep a look, alright? Let me know when they're close.
I'm just gonna shout out from the hold, I'm not with them if you'd listen to me!
He brings you down to the hold, shuts the hatch behind him, and you find yourself in this cargo area. There are barrels of supplies all around. And very notably, there are these like beautiful paintings of renderings of incredible sea monsters, like these huge creatures. They're just paintings of them, like one on each side of the wall. And the three of you see each other in the same space for the first time. Captain Jack goes, "Alright. Now, one of you is going to tell me just what the hell is going on around here, and you're going to do it very quickly, because I am on a very tight schedule."
Lucian, the fool, allowed himself to be captured by the Church of Nothing in order to save my life. I don't know why. He gave me a bag, he gave me a stone, told me to find you. I would like to go right now. If I had a choice, I would be heading to Aota to chart a course.
You've got the bag.
I've got the bag. Let's go.
What's in the bag?
Give me the bag.
What's in the bag?
Give me the bag.
What's in the bag?
Never you mind what's in the bag.
What's
You
in the
need to
bag?
get out of here.
No.
You go, and he takes it. Yeah, are you giving it to him?
Oh, she threw it at him as soon as he said it.
He catches it, opens it, looks in it. Okay, it's all here.
I'm sorry, what does my brother have to do with any of this? Do you know him?
Sweetheart, I think your brother might be involved as the church people.
Involved? With what? Your pirate crew? He's not...
Pirates? I don't exactly appreciate the insinuation there, kid.
I'm sorry, your seafaring crew. How do any of you know my brother?
Two big stomps. Somebody stomping above the deck. Do, do. Continue.
How do you know my brother? What?
That is not as important right now as me wondering if I can go so I don't get killed by these Church of Nothing assholes.
Speaking of going, what's stopping us from skedaddling before they even get to us?
Theoretically nothing, actually. It's going to be you, all of you, being here.
I mean, you know what I can do. I can ask the wind to help us get away, but...
You know that I'm already involved. It sounds like whoever this guy is as well, so...
I'm not leaving until someone tells me something about my brother.
Right?
Well, see? Not leaving. Let's go.
He takes one of the teeth that's on his necklace, bites into it, and then you see there's like a glowing green radiance just around his ears that's like swirling there, and it sort of creates these two little lines down to what looks like a little mouthpiece made of light in front of his mouth, and he goes, "Hey, look, Wenger, get the sails ready, discreetly, if you can, make it look like we're, I don't know, just be ready to go quickly, you know the drill." He nods. Alright, let's make one thing very clear while we have a moment. He takes out his flintlock pistol, aims it directly at Valerian's face. Asteria, you said.
Yes.
How much do you know about your brother's affairs? Really?
I don't know. He hasn't been telling me anything these past few months, and if you're saying he's involved with...
I step directly in front of the pistol.
Move aside, darling.
He doesn't know anything, Jack.
And how exactly do you know that?
You know us wanderers, we just sense things.
That's not exactly going to be good enough this time.
Well, maybe he'd feel a little more inclined to share if there wasn't a gun in his face.
His family is exactly what we are fighting against. Their loyalty is notorious.
Well,
If he's not with us, he knows too much.
if he's not with us, then we just have a very, very valuable prisoner.
From the
I'm sorry?
most magically adept family, perhaps in the known world. And, of course, one who would put a target on our backs from said most magical family in Fractura. Not exactly looking to get us to a position where we're even less discreet. Now if Lucian saw fit to expose himself and save your life, one, he probably thought he was made already. And two, bless the boy, he probably thought your life was more valuable. You're in it, love, whether you like it or not. Now me,
Please.
I'm heading back to base. Got a whole plan laid out. Not one I'm exactly willing to state at this moment, but I am going to deliver these supplies, and you know to whom. Ultimately. So, respectfully, I think I'm gonna need you to come with me. Lucian didn't give you a bag, he gave you a responsibility. So you're here to stay.
You say that like I am not willing.
I say that like I don't know you. But you, kid. He looks at Valerian. There's only one person with your last name who I trust. And I don't know what's become of him. I don't know if he's alive. If what I'm hearing is true, he knows the same thing I do. This is bigger than one man. Three knocks from up above. Time's running out. Time to make a choice.
How am I supposed to know anything you're saying is true? If my brother were a part of this, I would have known about it. If anyone, I would have known.
Do you love him?
What kind of question is that?
The kind for which the answer will determine whether or not he was trying to protect you.
He's the only person I do love. Really.
We are 7 ships away from a group of very powerful, very evil bastards. We're gonna flood the ship with their questions, their brutality. There's a lot of lives, a lot of hungry mouths, a lot of people right now suffering under the tyranny of a broken machine who sits on a throne that should belong to someone of flesh and blood. Now you may not hear their cries, see their suffering, because you're safe and comfortable in the walls of a palace that shields those who are profiting off of their suffering. Your brother chose to do something about it. He might be dying for it. I have a feeling he's not. He's out there somewhere. Don't know where. Now, I need to get going. I need to get these supplies to the people who need them. The people who are fighting to end the suffering of all. So you're either coming with me, or you're staying here. I don't know where your brother is. I really don't. Maybe you have a chance to get ahead of their plan here. Find them first. Don't let them do whatever it is they're fixing to do to him. Or you come with me, you make a choice. We honor his sacrifice, and you get an army at your side before we make the next move. The time's running out and I'm not going to wait.
You're saying he believes in the rebellion enough to die for it? Not even tell me before you... He's all I have. You can't expect me to leave him.
How certain are you that he's still here in Nook? Or that he ever was, for that matter? Tell me, did it ever occur to you why they would bring him here? Did it ever occur to you that from the time of the attack it should have taken them at least another hour to get here, not mere moments? And under any circumstances, why would they bring him here and not back to the church? Now, unless you're planning to lead a one-man army on a fortified cathedral, face down the archbishop himself, and the full weight of their army, unless you're sure. I'm not exactly sure what you're staying here for.
If I go with you, swear to me, if there ever is an opportunity to save him, get him out, if he still lives, we will take it. You will be behind me when we save him.
I can't guarantee I'll be there personally. But generally, aye, that is the idea. Right now, we got nothing to go on. As I said, the choice is yours. If you stay in this town, you might be able to figure out why. But you'd be doing it by yourselves. If you think you can take him. Tell me, friend. And he turns to Noah. He goes, seeing as though you're the only one here, I'm going to venture a guess as to what happened to the others. There were, what, 6 more of you?
Just about.
And how long did it take for the church to bring them low?
You can do the math, I'm pretty sure. So to be fair, there were 10 of them, so...
4 stomps.
I turn around in place to Valerian, looking up at the ceiling. I look back down. Valerian, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna call you Val. It's faster. Val, we have to go. And pretty soon, that choice is not gonna be yours anymore. Because we have to go whether you want to or not.
Fine. And on my little like teal navy doublet, there's like a little tiny little pin that's the sigil of my house. I'm gonna rip it off and stomp on it. Fine. We're leaving. I'm leaving with you. Just go.
Tizzy, you got no stake in this. I care for you. Known you since you were a wee little bug. I don't want you in this.
They've been coming in. Taking people, killing people. Now, my mother can't tell people that that's what's been happening. But she told me and she told Mama. I have a stake in it. Go ask Jess what I told her when I came on board.
It won't be necessary. Fine. He turns toward Maybe, who has been like waiting quietly. But you see Maybe's eyes are once again fully dilated. Her pupils are almost the entire width of her eyes now. And there's just a little bit of forest green on the outer edges as she's looking. Anybody who wants to know what this might be can roll, I'm going to say knowledge here.
Oh, I'm bad at that.
This is going to be I'm going to call it a 15 to recognize this just from that.
That's a 9 with hope. Still get a hope, though.
With fear.
16 with fear.
Oh, God.
As I think I'm not fully paying attention to Maybe because I'm still looking at Jack. While I've clocked that the attention has now shifted back to her, like everyone's noticing her, I just point and I say, and we're gonna have to talk about this. Where did you get one of her?
Because you did hear someone say it already.
She said, Isla.
Mm-hmm. At this moment, looking at her eyes, looking at this sort of possessed, like, she's like kind of slack in a way, like she's become an aperture for something or someone to see through her. It occurs to both of you that you only know of one entity that does that, and looking at the sort of humble nature of her clothes, the way that she looks, like she's barefoot, she's like comfortable and at home, she sees everything with like fresh eyes, the way she's behaving, looking at her eyes like this, it occurs to you that it is more than likely that she is a child of Isla, the living island. An island upon which all who are born are able to be seen. Isla the island is able to see through their eyes at any given point. The eyes refocus, they zoom in again. She goes, for the record, Isla wants them to come.
You mean the island wants us to come along?
That was going to be the concern as well, actually. Yeah, it was kind of difficult because I didn't want to say 5 knocks. Shite. You can't go there without an invite. And he goes, they are all invited.
Wow. Is it a two-way street? Because you can tell her, thanks, and I'm excited.
Always nice to be invited places.
Isla wanted to see how bad this can get. To see if she will indeed remain neutral or truly join this fight. But the deal holds. You allow me to tag along, and you have held up that end of the deal, so thank you. And in return, when we arrive, we can use the teleportation circle that was built. And then that'll take us to and then God, stop, they're still new. We don't need to tell them everything.
Riz. I know the game. You don't have to hide shit from me.
So friends
am I asking the wind?
Anyway.
Yeah, am I asking the wind? What? What'd you say?
The friends of something? It's not important now.
Okay. Am I asking the wind to fart on us or what?
I'm sorry?
The fuck?
I don't imagine that'll be necessary. Keep it in your back pocket, though. He steps up. He sort of pushes past you up the stairs. You see the bosun approaches, assuming that you guys come up too.
Maybe you stay down there.
You see more and more members of the Church of Nothing are flooding the docks to collect these sailors that have been detained for questioning. Won't be long till they bring in an Inquisitor from Meridia. We do not want to be here when that happens. Alright then. Off we go.
And from one of my pockets, I take out a blade of grass. And I don't blow it so that it creates that sound that you can do when you can sing with a blade of grass. But I do blow on the blade of grass in the direction that we're trying to go. And I will try to, once again, nature's tongue, ask the wind to help us.
Okay. So
I will spend a hope to add a +2.
Okay. Because again, this is still stretching the spell a little bit, so.
Yeah.
It'll be a 14 that you need.
Okay. Oh my god. Without the +2, that is a 14, but with it, it is a 16, but with fear.
What do you have, like 38 fear by this point?
We're so afraid.
The wind
7.
does not respond to you in words. Perhaps before it was a fateful moment. Frankly, you're not entirely sure how it works, only that it works. When it works, when it wants to. But the wind does pick up. But the sails have not fully been unfurled yet. You watch the crew
I thought they
fully
were.
assembled. Well, if they had done that, they would have immediately aroused suspicion.
Sure.
But you see that everything has been discreetly untied, and you see a series of pulley mechanisms, and all of the crew members are standing ready to pull a series of rigs that will make the sails puff out in an instant.
Or silently, I'm like...
Not yet.
I don't know when she'll come.
He looks to the bosun and he goes, Finn, you know what to do. And he goes, on your mark, Captain. Mark, go. Right. The bosun steps forward, reaches into a pouch on his belt, produces a handful of what look like sea grapes. And they're very, strong smelling, very pungent. He crushes them in his hand, and the liquid drips forth. And from that puddle of liquid, a steam begins to roil up and out. It almost seems to stretch out like a ghost with a face for a moment. And it grows and grows and grows into a cloud of fog that engulfs like a wall, like a big shield wall fully around the ship for a moment. He goes, no! The sails fully unfold and the ship begins to go. You hear shouting from the docks.
Now I blow on that blade of grass so it makes a noise.
And the wind picks up and the ship travels out. And as the shouting of the people at the docks continues, you hear a rustle of footsteps. And then you hear... And you see several bolts of white lightning just fly through, piercing up through this cloud of fog and carving bits of it in its wake, barely nicking the sails. You see one just split right barely at the edge, just kind of fray. He pulls out his sword, the captain does, and he turns to all of you. He says, welcome to the Last Blood Rebellion. And that is where we will pick up in episode 2.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Whoa!
I love this guy.
Yeah, I love this guy who Connor and I have never met before.
Definitely not. Definitely not an off-camera prequel practice game. Who would do that? Not me.
And now I can't thirst over him because he's like my uncle now.
Well, gang, this is Daggerheart, and this is Fractura, and this is Empire of the Broken Machine. I am so excited to see what becomes of these 3 fate-bonded, rebellion-chosen souls. Until next time, keep it... Oh, well, actually, I don't know what you should keep it for this show. We'll find out soon, I suppose.
Fantastical?
Fantastical. Keep it... Well, don't keep it fractured. In any case, we'll see you next time. Farewell.
Bye. I don't want to stop playing. No.
I know, that's so
Again.
fun.
We go again.
We go again.
We go
Session
again.
2 right now.